Hey guys, I wanted to show you something called the i7s TWS, basically EarPod clones. Now these are cheap as dirt. You can get them on Amazon, eBay for next to nothing. Some of them are under 10 bucks. And just want to let you know that the quality does fit the price. So don't think you're getting anything close to even a $50 or $60 set made by another company. These are really bottom of the barrel, unfortunately. Perhaps for some of you it's worth it. But there are some huge limitations on these, which I want to explain to you before you go out and think it's a great deal. I got these for free, so I'm not really one to complain, but I'm glad that I got it free to test it out first, because if I went on eBay and thought, oh, let me buy one of these things only to get it and realize it's just basically useless for my purposes, I would be disappointed. Even if I spent a tiny amount of money, waiting and anticipating and getting it and finally realizing it's not, what it, really meant to be, would be disappointing. Anyway, so to avoid that, let me show you a quick review. So i7s TWS, I'm not sure if there could be clones of clones now, so there could be actually several renditions of this floating around on the internet, some of which may be better than others. So I'm not even sure. I know that there was an i1s that floated around for a while that could even be better than this, but this is the i7s. Okay, on the back, that's the information if you want to see. Input 5V, playing time 5 to 6 hours, charging time standby 100. It says 65 mAh and 950 for battery because 65 is each EarPod has a 65 milliamp battery, but the actual case itself is supposed to have a 950 milliamp battery, and that's supposed to be used for actually charging the EarPods when you're out and about, so you don't have to plug it into the wall. Okay, when you open up the thing, okay, I got actually two of them. What you see in front of you here, okay, it comes in this baggie, and actually this one doesn't have everything. This one comes in a baggie, and then you basically get two chargers, cables. One has a tiny little socket pin like this that connects directly to the EarPod, which I'll show you, and this one connects to the actual case, okay, which lets you charge them as well. So you can plug a USB into the case on the back like you see here, or I have the other one plugged in here with the cable that they provide, or you can go directly in from USB to each EarPod and charge it as well. You'll notice right off the bat, one of the problems here is that this shows a red light and this shows nothing. I thought something, I didn't understand what was going on with this thing. I thought maybe there was no battery or it was faked. There actually is a battery inside of the case, but it's dodgy. As you can see, this one never worked. I tried it a million times. Nothing ever shows up here. There's something wrong with this one. These are two essentially in the same batch, and one of them doesn't even work right out of the box. Okay, let's open these up. Another thing you'll notice is some of the other ones I've seen will swing open, even the i7s. This one doesn't. It just comes right off. So I don't know if that's, again, a copy of a copy. It could be that we're not even looking at original i7s's, but they don't swing open. These things are dodgy as heck. They don't fit inside. They're very loose. What essentially it is you see there's a little pin in there that fits into this thing here. There's a little pin down there, and they just sort of click in. It's not charged through induction like some other earphones I've seen. And that's why if you want to charge these, you can just plug this directly into the end like so. Okay, and there you have it. And you plug it into USB directly and it'll charge. So right now, this particular box, which unfortunately has no charge, the base itself has no functionality. It's just a pass-through, so it lets me charge the EarPods in it. But unfortunately, this case cannot charge anything on the go. This case, on the other hand, you can see is charging. These ones are charged. They're both blue. I can take them out, and my case battery is still charging. So I can take this around, and if I need to charge up my EarPods, I can do so. Okay. Second thing that you need to know. So, if you get one that's faulty, just so you know, it actually is supposed to charge. So if that's not working, which I'm assuming many of them are probably going to come out of factory defective, keep an eye out for that. Second thing, these are the pods. They're a little bigger than regular AirPods, and which is fine. They actually fit quite comfortable in the ear, so I'm not too concerned about that. There's a one button on each. There's no volume slider whatsoever. Okay, everything else is basically plastic, and this thing here is on and off. If you hold it down for a few seconds, it'll flash blue red, and then you can pair it. You'll see it on your phone. If you press both together at the same time, okay, let's do that. They'll turn on and they'll flash both blue and red. Okay, you see? And you can pair them to each other by double clicking. Okay, and now you can find it on the phone and pair it on the phone, and then you have a set of stereo buds. Okay, otherwise when you get a call, you only receive it through one anyway, and you only need to use one. So these are actually two independent buds. So if you want to give one to a friend or want a backup, you can just carry one around and have the other one as a spare, or you can use them together. They're both basically the same thing. The only difference is that the angle of the earpiece goes a different direction. So one goes only in the right ear, one only goes in the left. Okay. Second thing, or maybe I'm on the third now, to know is that these things only have 5 functions. You cannot activate Siri if you're on a an Apple. I'm not sure if it'll activate the assistant on an Android phone. If you press this button one time, you will be able to activate music to play. If you press it again, the music will turn off. If you double click, you will redial the last number that was called. So that's 3 functions. If you're getting called and you press it one time, you'll answer the phone. And if you get a call while you're listening to music, or even just getting a call and you don't want to answer, you double click to hang up. You cannot actually call out or activate the Siri or assistant with this. You know, most Bluetooth earphones you can hold down and then it'll say say a command, or what do you want to do, or can you who do you want to call? This cannot do that. So that's extremely limited in my opinion. If you can't activate the built-in assistant in Google or your Android phone or Siri, then these things are really useless. At least for my purposes. It doesn't, so you can wear these, you can listen to music, fine, you can pause, unpause, you can, double click to redial the last person called, which is the only thing you can call, because it just does that. And then if somebody calls you, you can either answer or hang up. But you can't actually activate any features of your phone through these headphones. As far as volume control goes, you can't actually set the volume either through these. There's I think the i7s says that you can press one side to go up and the other side to go down, left and right. This does not do that. You actually can only adjust the volume in the actual phone. So again, 5 functions only. Play and pause music, double click to redial the last number only, and then if somebody calls you, either you answer or you hang up by double, 1 or 2. That's all, 5 things. Okay, the other thing to think about is the quality of the sound of these things is horrible. Let's face it. What do you expect for a few bucks? They're decent enough to listen to, say, a podcast, if you want to listen to some radio sound, somebody talking. Honestly, I wouldn't wear these to listen to music. It's just going to be ruining your ears. Why subject yourself to garbage? It's not worth it. If you ever listen to it, even a decent headset, I'm not saying spend $400 for a headset, but even something in the 50, 60, 70 range, will get you a huge amount more quality. In fact, I still go by my Apple EarPods, the wired ones, which have excellent sounds. I don't need this wireless mumbo jumbo, and I don't mind using ears. Let me just go find it. Sorry, I'll just get it for a second. Okay, these things here, okay, these genuine Apple headsets, okay, here's the cable, you've got the, left, right, or sorry, up and down buttons, the microphone there, okay, and it plugs in, where is it here, okay, it's got that phono, with the 4 pins. This set, I think cost, is it $20, $30? I'm not really sure. But it's higher than most earbuds cost, when you go to cheap versions, right? But they're such good quality. You know, as much as Apple, people like to hate on Apple, I mean, some of the stuff they do is extremely high quality, and the price reflects that. It doesn't mean you have to buy an Apple headset. There's probably cheaper versions out there that are less than the Apple, but still, you know, these are quality, and I'm going to retain them for many years. And I'd rather just have a thing like this with some wire on it that lasts and works than this. And just as a comparison, you can see the difference in size. I'm not sure if AirPods follow more the Apple size. I'm sure they do, but you know, since I don't have an AirPod, this one here you can see the size difference. Okay, which you know, and both fit in my ear perfectly fine. I like the AirPods; they fit fine. This one's just slightly bigger; it fits fine as well. But that's it for now. Okay. Anyway, so back to these things. If you're in the market for a set of cheap, and then, by the way, it's also dodgy when you plug them in. Sometimes it doesn't, right? Like, see here, that one there is not even, okay, now it works, okay? If you're in the market for a set of very cheap earbuds and you want to look like you have earpods, but you can't afford earpods, actually save yourself the bother. I would not get these if they don't allow you to do very much except listen to music in poor quality, play it and pause it, and maybe answer a call that comes in or hang up on a call that comes in and call the last number only. It's just too limited functionality. It's not worth it. Get yourself a decent pair, at least that has the function of using your internal assistant, because otherwise what do you have it for? I get, you know, the volume functionality may not be, you know, important for some people. Remember, the whole point of these is not to have to rip your phone out of your pocket every time you need to do something. So, you know, at least if you have pods that can activate the assistant, you can tell it to do calls, you can tell it to play certain things, you can tell it to give you the weather or whatever the case may be, and it'll listen. These cannot activate any assistant in your phone, so how can you do that? And the second thing is, if you want to change the volume, again, what's the point if you can't activate it through these? So there you have my quick review of the i7s, or maybe a clone of the i7s. I'm not sure what I even have here. You just want to, you know, maybe you should be warned before you go out and purchase these things. And I would think about, oh, here's the instructions, by the way. I would think about at least getting maybe the i1s, which I believe could have been a better version of this, or another more expensive set. The only problem now is that with so many of these coming out on the market on eBay and Amazon, you don't even know what you're getting anymore. Somebody can send you something, say one thing, and then it turns out that it doesn't have some features. So just buyer beware. You're going to see tons of these ranging from price from like a few dollars up to $15, $20, sometimes $30. You have no way to know if you're getting the $2 ones at the price of $30. That's the problem. That is the big problem now. And also with the dodgy connector, and also the dodgy, you know, interior here with where this pod actually doesn't hold a charge. The functionality doesn't work either. And the only way I would have known that is if I got the other one and I saw that they didn't work. Otherwise, I would have never known. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but the color looks different. Or maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's, this one's a little darker than this one. Maybe it's just the lighting. But I kind of see this yellower than this. Not really sure. Anyway, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If it helps you make a better buying decision, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And hope to share with you some other reviews in the near future. Bye for now.